Now let's discuss about the post-fertilization events. So what is the meaning of post-fertilization? As in previous topic, we study about the fusion of male and female gamete. So after the fusion, it forms a cell that is known as zygote. Events in sexual reproduction after the formation of zygote are called post-fertilization events. So those are the higher organisms, multicellular organisms, or the complex organisms. Only diploid zygote is present, which lead to the sexual reproduction in such kind of organisms. As we have learned in previous topics about the external fertilization and internal fertilization. So in such organisms in which external fertilization is present, zygote will form in external medium only, or those are showing the internal fertilization, zygote is formed inside the body of the organisms. And the further development of the zygote will depend on the type of life cycle. As all the organisms have their own lifespan, they have to live on this earth for the short period or the long period. So the development of zygote depends on all the conditions of the particular life cycle and the environment too. Because if environment will not suitable, then the zygote can stay in the neutral state for the long time period also. And it can use different kinds of method to germinate also. As in previous chapter with the asexual reproduction, we come to know about the so many processes like binary fission, fragmentation. So this kind of conditions can be occur in the complex organisms for the zygote also. Here if we take the example of fungi and algae, zygote develops a thick wall that is resistant to desiccation and damage. So because of this thick wall, the zygote of these organisms can undergo a period of rest before germination. That means it can protect itself for the long period also. Later on, zygote divides by meiosis to form haploid spores that grow into haploid individuals. As you all have learned about the mitosis and the meiosis process. So those are the lower kind of organisms. They can complete their life cycle through the process of mitotic only, because 2 cells can convert into the 4 cells only, and that will make the enough process for them. But for the meiosis, we have required the complexity for the complex organisms. So that's why we have required the meiosis in higher category animals. In this, the diploid cells form the haploid spores to give the life to the haploid individuals. So that means zygote is the vital link that ensures continuity of species between organisms of one generation and the next. Every sexually reproducing organisms, including human beings, begin life as a single cell, the zygote. When the male and female gamete fuse together, they form the zygote, and then zygote divide and develop and complete many of the stages, and then this unit is only able to reproduce the similar kind of individuals on this earth. Now we will discuss about the process of embryogenesis. So embryogenesis process start after the formation of zygote. As zygote undergoes cell division, that is called mitosis, and after the division it will give the formation of the new structure that is called embryo. Basically, embryo is the base of the new life because it helps to develop the new kind of tissues which can form the new kind of organs, and that organ can make the new kind of system in the body. All the systems will develop through the embryo in the living creatures. Now we have different kind of reproduction in animals. On this basis, we can categorize animals into 2 categories. that is oviparous and viviparous. So according to the evolution, firstly we come to know about the egg laying animals. So those are the egg laying animals are known as oviparous, and those are giving the birth to the young ones, they are considered as a viviparous. So those are the oviparous. They can have internal fertilization or external fertilization. So here is the possibility they can lay the fertilized egg or unfertilized egg. Examples of oviparous animals are reptiles and birds. As they are laying eggs, so that fertilized egg covered with the hard shell. That hard shell is known as calcareous shell because it is made up of calcium. And what is the importance of this calcareous shell? This calcareous shell protects the egg from the environment till the period of incubation. What is the incubation period? Incubation period is that period in which young ones will completely develop inside the egg, and after some time it will hatch out from the egg. Another one side, those are the viviparous animals. As you can see, majority of mammals, including human beings, including us, we have lots of variety of the viviparous animals. What happened with the viviparous animals? In this, the zygote develops into a young one inside the body of the female organism. After attaining certain stage of growth, the young ones are delivered out of the body of the female organism. Because of the proper embryonic care and protection, the chances of survival of young ones is greater in viviparous organisms. Here you can get the answer of this question also, why viviparous organisms have the greater chance for the survival. This is very important part. You can learn about the difference of oviparous and viviparous, and you should write all the difference with the help of examples. Beside the animals, we have about the same kind of reproduction procedure in flowering plant also. Here also, because of the fusion of male gamete, zygote will form, which will form inside the ovule. As you know, the different parts are present in the flowering plants. These are the sepals, which are known as calyx, and the petals. These are the colored leaf and also known as corolla, and the stamens, which is the male part of the plant, and the ovule, which is the female part of the plant. Altogether, it is known as pistil, which is made up of the stigma, style, and ovary. So, when zygote is formed, at that time, sepals, petals, and stamens of the flower wither and fall off. Now, later on, what happened with the different parts of the plants? As zygote develops into the embryo, don't forget, zygote develops into the embryo, and the ovules develop into the seed. So what is making the seed? Only the ovules are making the seed. Later on, the ovary develops into the fruit. So what is the fruit part? That will develop by the ovary. That means edible part of any vegetable and fruit develops by the ovary, which develops a thick wall called pericarp. So that means edible part is known as pericarp, and which is having a thick wall, and that is protective in function. You all have seen the outer layer of any one fruit and vegetable is providing the protection to particular kind of vegetable or the fruit. So how does this whole process occur? To complete this whole process, nature has provided a pollination process. In pollination, dispersal of seeds will occur. So seeds will germinate under favorable condition, and then it will produce the new plants. Now in figure 1.8 you can see the seeds of different kind of fruits which are showing the seed and the protective layer as pericarp. So you should try to draw all the diagrams with the correct labeling. This was about the introduction of the reproduction in organisms. In my next video, I will start chapter 2, sexual reproduction in flowering plants. So be with me. Have a nice day. Have a happy day. Bye bye.